Yo, what's up guys? Gecko here, and it is time to rank all of the Gen 7 Pokemon. So we are just starting strong with Rowlet here. Rowlet is immediately S. Rowlet is perfect. I love the little beak. I love the little bow tie. This is absolute perfection. Dartrix is probably like a C for me. This is one that is, I say this with a lot of my C tier ones. It's not my thing. There's nothing wrong with the design. Although, actually, in this case, I will say the one thing about the design that I never understood was kind of the continuity from here to Decidueye, because this feels like a very, very different like vibe and design direction than Decidueye, because this is going more of like a proper gentleman route where it has the little bow tie and it has like kind of that attitude. And then Decidueye is just like he's got a hoodie on and he's shooting bow and arrows, and I'm like, I'm not sure how we got there. Decidueye is probably like a B. I loved this a lot more when it first came out. I probably would have put it up at least one tier. But over time, the design has just, I've kind of fallen out of love with it. The design is a little bit strange to me. The wings don't really look like wings. I know it's supposed to look like a cloak. I get that. But the fact that they go down, but then when it's flying, they actually fold out this way, just a little bit weird. It doesn't quite make sense to me. And then I don't really like the spikes coming out of the back of the hood, or like, I don't know, the weird shapes it's made of. I don't think it should be smooth per se. That would also look kind of awkward, but I don't know. There are just a few things about the design that I just don't really like that much when I look closer at them. Litten is really cute. I like this little guy. It's just a little kitty cat. I really like Torracat. Torracat is great. I loved the direction they were going with this. I love that it's wearing a bell, but the bell kind of has like a little flame in it. It's like fiery to kind of go with that theming. It looks really, really good. Incineroar is a really tough one to rate because most people have the same problem with it. It's like, what is the jump from here to here? It's like such a disparity. But the design itself, I actually do like. The design itself, I would put in B. I like Incineroar. I love the personality. I love the fire belt and like the big hands. Like it has these huge tiger claws. It looks really menacing. I like the spiky fur around the face. But it doesn't really follow through. And I guess I said the same thing about Rowlet's line. Like, there's kind of a jump from these middle stages to the final one. And I really hate the typing because let's be real, this is a fighting type. I don't want to hear any BS about like, oh, it's like the heal archetype, so that's why it's dark type. Like, yes, that is how they justified it. But in design, this is a fighting type. It's a fighting type Pokemon. This is what fighting types look like. So I just really, really want them to do something different with a fire type, which they did in Gen 9, which was great. Also, having it in Smash Brothers helped a lot, I will say. They packed so much personality into Incineroar in Smash Brothers Ultimate, so that made me like it even more. Papio is a cute little guy. Breon is one of them that's just not going to be my thing. Although, actually, no, I think I would put this one down here because I don't like I guess it's its ears, but they've got like the puffballs on the end. That's a little weird to me. And then I don't like that it's wearing a dress, I guess. Again, not my thing, but I also think the design kind of falls flat in general. Primarina is really solid. I'm going to put Primarina up here. This one, like, really surprised me how much I've come to like it over time because I really, really did not like it at first. But this design is actually super good. Like, I love that they went the mermaid route, but like the top half is still an animal, so it still feels very Pokemon-esque. I like the flowing hair that has kind of like the pearls around it, and it's got like, I like the spikes coming out of the body too. That adds just like a little bit of edge to the elegance of the rest of it. That contrast is really nice. So this is just a really solid design overall. Pick-a-Peck is mid for me. I as I've said before in my other videos, I like birds a lot, and so a lot of bird Pokemon are positive for me. I enjoy them. But this one, it is not that interesting to me. I feel like they really could have, I don't know what they could have done differently. I mean, they're just making a woodpecker Pokemon, and that's what they look like, I guess. But the design is just not super appealing to me. Trumbeak's honestly like a D. Yeah, I don't know. This is just like a weird mid-evolution for me. I really like Toucanon. Toucanon is very good. It is just a toucan, but like it's the little things. It's angry, pissed off expression all the time, and the fact that its beak like heats up is just enough for me. Like that's what I want out of, if you're gonna make it look very much like the animal it's based on, it's got to have like a little spark of personality in there. Honestly, the only thing I don't like is the typing. I wish it became fire and flying because it has fire attacks, and it has like the beak heating up as the concept for how it fights and stuff. So I think they should have just gone with fire flying. I used to really, really love Young Goose. I still enjoy it. I think it's still very fun. I like the big toothy mouth that it has. But it's kind of plain. It doesn't really do much for me. It's not one of my favorite early route rodents. Gumshoos is just Grubbin's a cute little guy, but there's also not really much going on there. It's just a little grub. Charge-a-bug, though, is fantastic. I absolutely freaking love the bus. The little bus bug is so good. Just what a wild design. It's like, it's so geometric, but then it's got like their eyes, but they look like windows, but they also look like bug eyes in a way, and it's got like a vertical mouth, but it still has little like pincer things sticking out. Like this is a crazy design, but it's like so like quirky and funny and goofy, and I just love this weird little dude. Vikavolt is very cool. I'm gonna put it up here. It's not better than Chargebug, but it is a very cool design. I wish it was better in battle because it looks like so intimidating and like I want to use it because it looks so cool. It's kind of met in battle, which is a little bit sad, but the design is fantastic. Crabrawler is also an S. I love Crabrawler. I loved it since I had it in the game, and I love it now. What a great design. I love that one of the eyes looks like it's kind of bruised. It's got like a black eye. I like that the pincers are so round. They look like boxing gloves. The color scheme is so good. I love the deep purple and blue that it has. What a great design. And then they completely fuck it up with the evolution. Why the hell did you make this? I can get behind the, I guess they're still pincers, kind of. I can get behind that looking like Yeti footprints. So like it's like the Yeti, but it's actually a crab, and it's like just making the prints in the snow. I don't know why it would be doing that because it would be walking on its 4 legs. So the concept, I guess, doesn't follow all the way through. But I can at least appreciate what they were going for with using the idea of the Yeti crab and making it actually like the Yeti somehow. I can get behind that, but the design itself is atrocious. Okay, all the Oricoreos. So my favorite one is the Bile form. This actually might even be an S for me. I don't know what it is, like making the wings look like a flamenco dancer's dress. Is it called a dress? Is it just a dress, or do they have a special name for it? I'm not entirely sure. But it works so well. Like it just looks so good to have that color scheme and the way that pattern just looks like bird wings. What a great design. Then this one is gonna be probably an A, I think. This one's cute. It's very fun. I like its animations. It's like it's so peppy and cheering you on. I like the big puff balls of feathers that it has as pom-poms. This is just a really fun Pokemon. This form is probably my least favorite, honestly. The colors are kind of meh, and the concept just, to me, isn't as creative as the others are. You know, like the outfit doesn't feel like it's incorporated as well. Like presumably this is still made of feathers, but it doesn't look to me like it's attached to the bird. Like this looks more like it's wearing clothes to me instead of being actually part of its body somehow. And then the final form I'm gonna put up in B. Really, really good color scheme on this one. Very pleasing to look at. Again, I like incorporating the like clothing or accessories into the design, how its feathers look like fans, and then it's got like the feathers on its head that look like a hairdo. Very creative, comes together really well. Actually, you know what? Move this up to, I think I would actually switch these. I think I like this one a bit more. I'll put this one down here. Then we get to Cutie Fly. I love Cutie Fly. It absolutely lives up to its name. It is so, so adorable. What's wild, okay, this is one of the very, very rare times where I think that the actual animal might be cuter than the Pokemon. Okay, if you have not seen bee flies, go look at them. They are so unimaginably cute. They are even cuter than the Pokemon is. Please go look them up to get that dose of dopamine straight into your brain because they are so freaking cute. Ribombee for me is like a C. This is one of those not my thing kind of Pokemon. It's still cute. I think it follows very well from Cutie Fly. I like the direction they went with it. It's just not my personal aesthetic. Rockruff is such a cutie pie. I love this guy. He's so, so cute. This is like one of my favorite dog Pokemon. I love the floppy ears. Like, that's what does it for me. The whole thing is cute. I like the fluffy tail too, but it's the floppy ears that get me. Okay, then we get to the Lycanroc forms. All really solid. I'm gonna put these two here. This is so freaking good, man. This is everything that I could want in a dog Pokemon. Like, it goes werewolf mode, and it's got this jagged, edgy hairdo over its face, and it's got like this big toothy grin, and it's still like got the floppy ears, but it's got like this menacing look now. I love this Lycanroc so much. It's like, these are still up here. I still like them, but I would never, ever in my life use one, even though I like it this much, because this one is so good. Like, that's how much I love it. Wishy-washy. So I guess if we're ranking the forms separately, this one is just mid. Actually, I guess I'll bump it up a little bit for the personality. It has a lot of personality to it, and they really incorporated like the wimpiness and the just helplessness of it into the design and making it look like it's crying. I can appreciate that, but otherwise it is just kind of a standard fish. The other form though, I think I'm still going to keep it in the same tier. I like it more than the standard form, of course. What a cool concept. It doesn't quite make sense to me in terms of like, this gets into my like multiple Pokemon issue where it's like, okay, you caught a Wishy-washy, but the schooling form presumably means there's like hundreds of them schooling together, right? So like, where did they come from? Is it like summoning wild Wishy-washy when it's battling? And like, I don't know, it doesn't quite make sense to me. But it looks cool for what it is. Marini. I'm not really a fan of Marini. It just kind of looks awkward. You know, it doesn't have any limbs, which is fine, but it just makes it look awkward. It kind of just stands around. I don't know. There's not much going on with this Pokemon. I'm not a big fan. Toxapex, I enjoy a lot. Honestly, part of my like for this Pokemon does come from the competitive scene. It was so brutal and so prevalent, and that made me like it a lot because it's like, it seemed unassuming at first. This was a design I would have just kind of overlooked and not thought twice about. But now I'm like, oh, like this thing's dangerous. Like, I'm kind of scared of this thing. I think the spikes are really cool, how they have different like colors on them. So it kind of like breaks up the color scheme as well. Toxapex is just very cool. Mudbray. Mudbray is cute. I don't really have much else to say about it. It is kind of just a donkey, but it's cute, so I'll give it B. Mudsdale, I really enjoy. Mudsdale's very cool, very good ability. The ability is very cool. I like that it has dreadlocks. This is a good horse Pokemon. Dewpider's meh. Just very strange, very weird looking. I guess it's supposed to, like, some of its legs are like folded up around the water, but then they kind of look like they're part of the bubble instead of limbs. I know they are limbs, but yeah, the shapes in this one are just kind of weird. Araquanid is pretty darn cool. I'm trying to decide where exactly to place it. I think I'll go B. So the way I have described my feelings toward this Pokemon with other people is that I think like all of the parts I don't like. Like in isolation, all of the design elements are weird to me. The eyes, the leg shape, the bubbles it has around its limb or around its joints, excuse me. The mouth, like all of the design elements in a vacuum are very weird and I don't really like them. But for somehow, when they all come together in this design, they just work. And I can't explain why or how that makes sense, but this design just works for me, even though all the elements of it are very strange. I hate Fomantis, dude. What is this design? This is a what the fuck is this design kind of Pokemon. Like what's going on here? What is this? Lurantis, I'm gonna have to put it. I'll put it up here. I'm feeling generous. Here's the thing. The concept, great. I understand the concept. I think it's a really, really cool concept. I can appreciate what they were doing. I just don't like how it looks. I don't like the pinstripe pants. I don't like when Pokemon look like they're wearing clothes. So I don't really like the pinstripe pants. I don't love I guess whatever it is, like the things coming off of its head. Not quite sold into what they did with the design itself, but the concept will keep it in C at least. Morello is very cute. It's just a little mushroom dude. I'm gonna put you here. Nothing exceptional, but it is a fun little guy. Haha, it's a fun guy. And then we have Shiinotic. This one is probably going to go here. Really, really kind of unnerving. This has a very unnerving face on it. Really like blank, soulless eyes, kind of just like big mushroom shambling around. It's very unnerving, and I appreciate that about the design because I really like when the fairy types go like a little bit more of like a sinister or unnerving direction like this one does. I don't think they all need to be like cutesy. So I appreciate that about it. But the design itself is kind of meh to me. You already know that you already fucking know. This is like my second favorite Pokemon of all time. I absolutely adore Salandit in every possible way. I cannot even explain how much I love its personality. It's got this just shit-eating grin all the time, this mischievous little smile, and its eyes are so squinty, and I love how like wavy the tail is in its animations. I also love like the little feelers on the back of its neck. It looks like a bandit hat, but like they're these little like feeler things that twitch around in its animations. I love Salandit so much. Salazzle fucking ruins it though, man. I do not like this. I don't like that they made the lizard sexy. Why did they do this? Why did they go this direction with it? I don't like it. I'm fine with it having a female-only evolution. That's fine. But did it have to look like this? Then we've got Stuffle. Stuffle's very cute. The one thing I hate is that it has a tag on its back, like an actual plushie. It has a tag sticking out the back. That is really stupid to me. But if I ignore that part of it, it is a super adorable design. I also really like Beware. Beware is terrifying, and everybody knows it, but like, it's like in a good way. Like, I really like that this is one of the most intimidating Pokemon from this region. It's like, oh, like, you know, cute little stuffed bear guy, like teddy bear. No, this thing will crush your bones. I love that. We've got Bounsweet. This is just a cute little guy. There's not much bad to say about it, but there's also nothing that like makes it extremely like exceptional or cool or you know, there's nothing that bumps it up a tier for me. So this one is just like a cute little guy that exists. It's kind of in the same vein as Smoliv for me. Steenie, this is another one. Don't really like the direction that it went. Definitely not for me. Same with Serena. I know some of y'all like this Pokemon. I see you. Not for me. That's not me. Comfey, what a stupid fucking Pokemon. One of the dumbest fucking ideas I've ever seen for a Pokemon. So fucking disappointed in them. The story of my first encounter with this Pokemon is wild because I didn't even see it like in an encounter. How I first saw this Pokemon, because I went into Gen 7 blind. I hadn't seen the whole dex going in. So the first time I saw it was at one of those like photo taking spots that you find in the game. And like, it's usually like a spot where it wants you to take your camera out and there's like some kind of like scenery or there's like a Pokemon that you can take a picture of. And it was this. Well, it wasn't like zoomed enough that I could see that it had a face. So I saw like a necklace floating around. So I was like, oh, is it like an invisible Pokemon? And it's kind of like hinting that it's there because it has some accessory that you can see. No, the necklace is the Pokemon. How stupid. Oranguru is a very cool design. Very underrated, I think. This is another one I think people just forget it exists, but I think it's a really cool idea. I really like that it has white fur. You know, obviously orangutans usually don't, but I like that like choice for it, and then having the purple cloak over the white fur is a really nice color scheme. Really cool Pokemon. I also really enjoy Passimian. I like Passimian even more than Oranguru. I think I'd still put it in B, but this is a really fun design. I like that they play sports, and I like that they look like they're so like active. They'd be like very agile and like running around playing together. That's really fun for me. Wimpod is such a little cutie pie. I love this little dude. I just want to like hold it and tell it that it's going to be okay, because it's going to be okay, little guy. Especially since you turn into this monster. Dude, Golisopod goes straight to S. This thing's fucking insane. Like, this was another one that it was great that I went into the game blind and didn't know about this thing. Like in Comfey's case, I was so disappointed. In this case, this was amazing. Because when I caught Wimpod, I knew it was going to be a Gyarados-esque thing where the evolution is going to be something insane and cool because it starts out as like this wimpy little guy. So I expected that going in, but I never could have predicted this is what it would look like. Like, this design is freaking insane. One of the times that I actually like the humanoid direction for it, because it doesn't feel like a human being. It's just that it like stands up and it has kind of this warrior-ish looking kind of aesthetic to it. I love that for it. Sandygast is it's just there. It just exists. I will say something that I do really enjoy about the design is that the mouth actually goes all the way through the body instead of being an actual mouth. It's just a hole through it. I think that's fun. And then Palossand is also going to be in the same tier. I love how fucked up the Pokedex entries are. Like, this thing is terrifying. I appreciate that part of it. But at the end of the day, the design is truly just a sandcastle. Top tier shiny, though. The shiny is great. Pyukumuku is in a similar vein to Pincurchin for me. It's just kind of like, why does this exist? Why is this here? I do like this one more than Pincurchin. I think it has a lot more personality than Pincurchin. The big goo like hand that it shoots out is kind of terrifying. Like, it kind of makes me uncomfortable. But it is like a fun little guy that has personality to it. Type Null, very, very cool. I'll put you up in A, along with Silvally. It's like almost the same Pokemon. That's why like I almost wish it wasn't an evolution, because it doesn't actually evolve. It just takes the helmet off. Like, the body is exactly the same. It's just like removes the helmet and that thing on its head furls out into feathers. So it's not really a different Pokemon. But in any case, nitpicks aside, the designs are very, very cool. I like that they're incorporated into the story. I like the relationship that Gladion has with this Pokemon. That was really neat. Just a really cool design overall. Minior, I love Minior. Minior's so good. Like, I really like it for this form where the shields are down. Because obviously it's just a rock, and that's the point. Like, it's all armored up. But look at this little guy. They are so, so cute, and they come in different colors, which is so fun. These are such fun little guys. And it has swirly eyes. I love the eyes. That's my favorite part of the design. Komala's just so boring. Like, it's just... Actually, no, put you in F. Like, you're just so boring. Actually, do you deserve F? Maybe you don't deserve F. Maybe not quite F. F is like aggressive hatred for them. Komala's just very boring. Turtonator, super underrated. This is a really cool Pokemon. Based on a really funky animal too. Okay, another animal for you to go look up. The Mata turtle. If you have not seen this thing, it's wild. And it's what this thing is based on. It really has a flat head like that. Like, that's actually what it looks like. I love that it's got the huge spikes out of the shell, and that it has its back to you in battle. Like, it's just got the spikes sticking out, like, ready to defend itself. Really, really cool Pokemon. What is the name of this little fucker? Togedemaru is a cute little guy. Yeah, I'll put you up here. Really, really adorable. I like that it's really unique from Pikachu clones. This one, like, feels like it really is its own thing. It's not just rehashing the same formula. Just kind of, like, hints at it while still being its own Pokemon. I enjoy this design a lot. Mimikyu, I mean, who doesn't love Mimikyu? Mimikyu is great. Everyone loves it. It's adorable, but also terrifying at the same time. It's super good in battle. Yeah, Mimikyu is great. Bruxish. I am actually a Bruxish enjoyer. Most people hate this Pokemon. I think that it's very fun. The colors are absolutely wild. It's ugly as sin, which it's supposed to be, so I actually appreciate that about it. I don't know, it's just really unique. I enjoy it a lot. I don't know what's going on with Drampa, man. I don't know about this one. This one's weird to me. I absolutely fucking detest its typing. What the hell about this is normal type? This is just a dragon. I don't believe in normal dual types. They're stupid and they shouldn't exist. It really makes especially no sense in this case. But typing aside, the design also doesn't really do anything for me. I appreciate that they did go for something different at least. It's very different than other dragon designs they've done before. But I don't really love the face. The eyes are very soulless. They're just kind of red dots. I wish there was like just more personality to the face. Dhelmise, dude. Oh my gosh. I actually fucking love this Pokemon. I did like a top 20 favorite Pokemon, that Pokemon picker thing to find my favorites before, and this like made it into the top 20, but that was a couple years ago. It might be a little bit different now if I took it, but I love Dhelmise, dude. I love the asymmetry of like one side has like the compass and one doesn't, and it almost looks like an eye, so like it's a compass, but it's like kind of looks like an eye, and then the anchor being covered in kelp, and like the kelp is the actual Pokemon. I love that it just like cobbled together all these ship parts, and it's like made them into like this body to inhabit. Just such a cool concept. Like really, really unique, really something I would not have expected or ever thought of myself for a design. And I think they just executed it super well. Jangmo-O is very cute. I don't like it as much as its evolution, but it's still a fun little guy. I love, love, love Hackmo-O. Fantastic design. Really just hits everything I like about a design. It's very cool, got a little bit of like edge and attitude to it. I like the big plates on its head and arms. And the color scheme too, that splash of color to break up the gray body. Just really, really solid design overall. Komo-O is a little too much for me. It's still an A because it's still super cool. I like its concept a lot, but there's just a little bit too much going on. They should have taken some of those rows of plates out for me. I just think it's a little too much. Tapu Koko, great design. The Tapus are all very cool, to be honest with you. I think Tapu Koko is probably my favorite. I think it is for a lot of people. I love that mohawk. The color scheme is good. I like the animations. It's like so energetic and ready to go. Really good Pokemon. Tapu Lele is my least favorite. This one's going to go down here. Not my thing. I also wish that it looked like an animal. Maybe, is it a butterfly? Maybe it's a butterfly. I feel like it is. It has wings on the back. Okay, I think it's supposed to be a butterfly, but it doesn't feel as much like an animal as the others. I don't get the animal reference right away, whereas the others, I see it right away. Tapu Bulu, this is a good one. I enjoy that this one is a little bit more subtle. Like, I want to still be able to see the animal there, but rather than just having a shell around it, I like that it's actually got like a ring in its nose like a bowl, and the horns kind of stick out from the wooden like shell thing that it has on its head. Really, really unique design. And then Tapu Fini is also probably going to be an A. I really, really like this design. I really love that the shell like opens this way and the body's inside it. I like the like marlin swordfish thing coming out the front of it. Makes it look dangerous, even though the inside is more kind of like, you know, dainty and looks more gentle. But then it's got like kind of that dangerous side to it too. I really like that a lot. Cosmog is so cute. I don't even like calling it that. It's Nebby. Nebby's adorable. Fantastic colors. The color scheme is my favorite part of this Pokemon. Just such a cool, like, gradient of, like, the purples into the different shades of blue, and then it's got, like, the stars mingled into it to look like outer space. Great, great design. Then we have Cosmo M. This one, I just don't vibe with as much. I don't quite get what we're going for. Solgaleo, I'm probably going to get hate for putting it here, but I really don't see much in Solgaleo. I think that there's like a lot going on and also not much going on, if that makes sense. So like, I think there's all these little extraneous details in like the mane has all these markings in it and there's like all this stuff around its face. And then the tail is like this really strange shape, and then it's got like these markings down by its like on its legs as well. There's like a lot of just like little details all over the place, but then like at the end of the day it's just a white lion and there's really not much else going on. I do love that both of these legendaries have like the Nebby kind of color scheme outer space thing going on with the head, so that's where I do get the transition. Like, it looks like Cosmo M kind of becomes the face in a way with like that gold plating around it. That is the part of the design that I really enjoy. But otherwise, this is a design that is just so strange to me because it feels boring while also having too many details at the same time. However, when we get to Lunala, this is a banger design. Just A+ design. Fantastic job to whoever made this. The wings are so fucking cool, man. I love that they have that outer space look to them, and they're like attached to these moon-shaped, like, I guess it's made of metal, like these moon-shaped ornaments, and like the stars hanging down too, like, oh, just so cool. They really, really nailed this one. And this to me feels like the true evolution from Cosmog. I see more of a through line from Cosmog to here than to Solgaleo. To me, this is like the definitive Gen 7 legendary. Now we get to the Ultra Beasts. There are some wild designs in here. So we'll just start with Nihilego. This one's a D for me. It's kind of just a jellyfish. I really don't agree with the typing. The typing is really dumb. Don't agree with it. I've had it explained to me. I've watched videos about why it is that typing. I just don't agree with it. Buzzwole, this is such a hard one to rank. because it makes me so unbelievably uncomfortable, but also like it's buzzwole. Like you can't really hate it. So I think I'm gonna have to go. Oh, whoops! This was supposed to be C. I'm gonna have to go mid because I just am too conflicted to like swing one way or the other. I hate the long mosquito nose. It makes me so uncomfortable to have this big jacked up body and then this mosquito face. That is I hate that. I just hate it. It gives me the willies. But then the body and the concept of a jacked mosquito is so hilarious to me. So like it's so funny, and it is cool that the body's kind of like transparent. It has like this like I don't know if it's just like plasma or like energy inside the body that you can see. There are cool things about it, but overall I'm so conflicted on what to feel. I don't know what to feel about this Pokemon. I hate Pheromosa. No, just I don't. I'm not going there. This is in the same boat as Serena. I'm looking at you. If you like this Pokemon, sus. I'm questioning you. Xurkitree is great. This design is bonkers. And I shouldn't like it. Like I don't want to like it. There's the design part of me is just like no, don't like this. Like Gecko, this is a stupid design, but I do really like it. Like it's just made of cords and it has copper wires sticking out. And it's just a being made of cords. I can't explain it. It just works. I really like how this Pokemon looks. I like that it doesn't have a face. Its head is just this big spark like electricity. It's wild. It even has like zip ties holding the cords together. It's really stupid. This is such a stupid idea, but I like it and I can't explain why. Celesteela, I also really enjoy. This one, there's a lot of bias for this one, or a lot of like, just I have to love it because it's references, the tale of Kaguya, the girl in the bamboo, and that's just a Japanese folktale in general. But in Okami, there's a whole storyline that follows that. Okami takes lots of inspiration from Japanese culture and folklore and stuff. So there is a storyline with Kaguya in it. And that just really reminds me of this Pokemon, and I think it's a really, really cool take on that folktale. What a cool way to make a Pokemon based around that. So I really enjoy this Pokemon a lot. Kartana is fucking weird. Like why? What is this? It's just a little paper guy. It's so small. It's literally made of paper. How would this be dangerous? Like this one's just weird to me. Guzzlord is absolutely insane. I'm gonna put it here because the design is like I don't really love most of the design, but I do like the huge gullet it has. Like its whole body is just a void that consumes, which I relate to. I am a Guzzlord at heart. So this one's gonna go here. Necrozma. I've come around to this one. Wasn't a fan when I first saw it. Necrozma's pretty cool. I do like that it's pitch black. It almost looks like it's like made of obsidian, which is super cool. And I like the big, like, I guess gemstones or like things jutting out of its hands. Really, really interesting design. Really neat. Okay, then we get to these forms. And I think that they're kind of like sloppy fusions of the two. I don't really like the direction they went with these. They don't look very good to me. In this case, I actually do like how Solgaleo looks more than the Lunala one, but they're both meh. Then we have Ultra Necrozma. This thing's wild. I mean, I like it more than regular Necrozma. It's a dragon. It's a giant intergalactic dragon that looks like it's made of light, which is insane. This thing is insane when you battle it. I actually haven't even played the Ultra Sun and Moon games. I never got around to those, but I've heard this battle is absolutely fucking wild. I've looked up the stats for it. Good luck. Magearna is not for me. Not for me. No, thank you. Marshadow is a fun little guy. I like this little dude. I like the concept for it, and I like that it's so tiny. Legendaries being small but really dangerous is a fun idea to me. The typing's also very good. Poipole kind of sucks. I don't like this design. I hate how big its head is. It's just like this big bulbous head. Don't really like the facial expression. This one's just nothing about it is my thing. Naganadel I used to like more. I think nowadays I'd put it around B. It is draconic looking, so that's what I enjoy about it. And I like that it's got this like huge needle coming out of it. Like really, really vicious looking poison type. I would not want to get poisoned by this thing. But there's also like a little too much going on, and that's part of just the nature of being and Ultra Beast, they are supposed to be like really crazy designs and very strange looking. But there are just a few things about it that is just kind of like, okay, I don't like it as much as I would have if it was like even more of a dragon looking creature. But I do still appreciate it. I love Stakataka. Stakataka is like, I would almost put it in S, honestly. Like, I don't like it as much as some of the other ones up here. Like, obviously, like I said, like Salandit's one of my favorite Pokemon, but like, that's how much I like it. One is just the name, Stakataka. That it's so fun to say. That's like one of my favorite Pokemon names ever, Stakataka. Also just the concept of all of these bricks being lined with eyes, and they just like, you know, form into this big walking monument is really, really cool. And I love that they're blue, like really, really nice, like, you know, contrast, like this blue glow from the monotone color design. Really, really good Pokemon. Blacephalon is also such a weird one. That goes without saying. I mean, it's an Ultra Beast. I'm kind of iffy on this one. I don't quite agree with the typing. The design is really zany though. It's cloud-like and it's got all these bright colors. And I love that the head is like actually a disco ball. Another case of like, I like that the head doesn't actually have a face or features on it in any way. Makes it feel very alien and strange. You know what? I talked myself into moving this one to B. I actually like this design. This is a good design. Not in love with it enough to put it in A or S, but Blacephalon is a good design. Zorora looks great. Just a freaking cool design, man. I do really think it should have been electric fighting. Like, I feel like it gives those vibes. They definitely could have done that typing. But for what it is, just a really, really cool design. Meltan is such a little cutie pie. I love this guy. Just what a little friend. I love that its head is a nut, and then just like this floating eye inside, like doesn't fully make sense, but it's really endearing. And I like just like the tiny little blob body. It almost looks like a Ditto that's made of metal. Just a cute little guy. Melmetal, on the other hand, is probably more like a B or a C. I think I'll put Melmetal in B. I do like it. I do think that it's like a nice direction for Meltan. It's very funny that it goes from being so tiny and cute to just like this behemoth that's made of metal. That's fun. But the design overall is kind of, I don't know. There's not that much interesting going on for me. So I'm not in love with it, but I do have some positive feelings toward it. Exeggutor. Dude, it gets cut off. You can't even see it. That is so fucking funny, man. You can't even see the rest of it. That is so funny. Okay. So Alolan Exeggutor, I have come around to. I still don't like the typing. You're not going to convince me to like it, so you don't need to comment on the typing. This is such a fun direction for this Pokemon, because the original is like based on a palm tree, but it's still kind of just like a little monstery guy. This turns it into a literal palm tree. I love that it's so tall. Like, they just turned it into a palm tree, and it's so huge, and it's so funny. It's really funny in the game. It's funny in Smash Brothers, where it takes up like the entire stage. Really funny direction for this Pokemon. Alolan Marowak is so great, dude. Like, perfect direction to take this. Like, this was where regional forms were first introduced in this gen, and they really hit it out of the park. Like, this would have convinced me that regional forms were a good idea if I wasn't sold on the concept anyway. To like take, you know, a reference from an older game and be like, this Marowak actually is ghost type, and to have the design work so well, I love this. I also love that the fire is green. I love unconventional flame colors. Well, not even unconventional per se. You can get a lot of different fire colors depending what chemicals you're using. But just in terms of, you know, moving away from the traditional, it's either, you know, orangish fire or it's blue fire. Doing something unconventional like having green flames or purple flames or things like that. I love that shit. I live for that shit. Alolan Rattata, I'm pretty meh on. It's cute because it's Rattata. I really love the original Rattata. I'm not so much a fan of it standing up and getting a mustache, though. Again, that's not really my vibe, but it is still cute. And then the evolution, I'm not so fond of. I don't like the huge chonkiness to it. You know, I'm fine with a chonky rat. I'm fine with going that direction where it's like a thicker Raticate, even though Raticate's already kind of an orb. But I don't like that they did it to have like the cheeks so huge, and it kind of like smushes the eyes. It kind of loses some of the expressiveness in the face, I feel. I don't know, just not my thing. Alolan Raichu, fantastic. Best regional form in this game. Absolutely freaking fantastic. Raichu is so overlooked anyway. Like, I love original Raichu. It always gets overlooked because Pikachu is the mascot. So I like it, but to put it back in the limelight and actually give it some love, give it a new form, and one where it's so, so darn cute, I'm just so appreciative that they put this in. And like, I also love the reference to the Surfing Pikachu episode of the anime, because that was always a cute episode to me, to give it like the blue eyes and it has its tail as a surfboard. Just really nice nod to that. Then we have Alolan Sandshrew. I'm not really a fan of this one. I'm gonna put that one in C, and like the evolution is D. I don't really care for this concept very much. I think that the original Sandshrew and Slash worked really well because of their typing, and it was just like this little, it was a little shrew. It was a little shrew slash hedgehog evolution line that worked very well for what it was. And turning it into an ice type, I can see what they were going for conceptually, since it does look like igloo patterns and it does, you know, have those spikes that you can turn into ice. But there's just not enough there for me. Alolan Vulpix. Cute, but I like the original better. That's all I can really say about it. Alolan Ninetales. Yeah, I'll put this one up here because I definitely don't dislike it. I do think it's a very solid design. I just like the Kanto form so much more. Like, it just works so much better for me that I don't really buy into the regional form that they made for it. But I do still think that they are good designs overall, so I'm going to put them here, but I personally just like the originals a lot more. Alolan Diglett, I don't know, man. Like, it's just the same thing with hair, which is very funny. Like, I do like it, but this isn't really a regional form. I don't know. It's not for me. And then these, I don't like this. I don't like hair on Pokemon. I don't like human features on Pokemon, and this is like too much. I love the concept. I love the concept they were going for, because they were using the idea of Pele's hair and then actually giving them hairdos, and they kind of look like surfer hairdos. So I get behind the concept. I'm not faulting the concept, but I just don't like how it looks. Alolan Meowth is a C for me. I like the original more. I don't really like the vibe of this one very much. And then Alolan Persian is a no for me. Don't like the head shape. That's really what it comes down to. I do not like the head shape. We've got Alolan Geodude. This is a fun guy. I like just the subtle changes to have like some eyebrows that are made of stone. It's got the little black stones down its back, and then the shading, the shade of the body color is a bit different. It's just those subtle changes that I like. Alolan Graveler kind of loses me a little bit. Again, it is also subtle changes from the original, but not in a way that's very interesting to me. And then Alolan Golem bumps it back up. Wild design. Really, really cool concept for this. I'm not super into the beard. I know they're like iron filings. I get that they've done that on a few Pokemon now. Don't really like how it looks, but the rest of the design is great. And then we have Alolan Grimer. We're gonna put you in B. Perfectly fine. I don't have much to say about this form, but the evolution, I love Alolan Muck. Actually fantastic. Yeah, I mean, these are very, very close for being my favorite regional forms in the region. What a absolutely fantastic idea to make it like oil slick colored, where it like has rainbow shine to it, and then giving it just a little bit more of a vicious look where like pieces of like garbage or debris form teeth on it. So good. I absolutely love this design. Like, it's still pretty simple. Muck is a simple design. This is still pretty simple, but it has just enough more to it that it makes the design really interesting. All right, so there you have it. There is my tier list for the Gen 7 Pokemon. Let me know down below what your favorite Pokemon from this region are. What are your least favorites? Do we hate the same ones? Do you love some of the ones that I hate? I would love to know down below. Thank you guys so much for watching as always, and I will catch you in the next video.